Hello, I'm James Whittington-Phillips, and this is week 2 of the VDRs. So this week I started off with some Alexander technique, and I did this for 20 minutes. What this did was it enabled me to just get focused in on my breath, and allowing me to just observe and control my breathing, which is going to help me develop that going in to performing, especially when performing, because it also helps me just get me focused in on my breathing. That way it also helps me to focus and observe and help me to use my breath and help me to control it overall. And then moving on this week, I did some more yoga, did 20 minutes of that on day 2, and then again did another 20 minutes of working with resonance, generally speaking, my lines in a lower register, which it also enables me to get that lower register into my muscle memory, allowing me to learn the lines in that lower register, meaning that instead of learning them in a higher register, I'm learning them in the lower register along with the accent, and that'll lead to, as I go in, not getting confused and stumbling on lines as I move into a lower register. Moving on, I've also done 20 minutes of accent work this week. I try to do, for my video, 20 minutes a day, just varying up each day, each week. And what's that allow me to do is sort of just again, same as last week, just keep me learning the way around, learning how the words feel, and working on words that I find difficult and challenging, which in the long run is going to help me to, well, when delivering lines, so I don't get tongue-tied or I don't have to stop thinking of the word because of the words getting stuck. And again, it goes back to muscle memory, allowing me to pronunciate or announce the word as we go, and then also looking into how the general American differs from my normal East London accent. Just getting used to like speaking with having the tongue flat on the mouth, and also knowing that the, the the middle of the instead of having like the first part, like the middle of the word's more enunciated than the first part, and there's different ways and there's different enunciations in different places of the word, and just getting your head around that. Also this week, it's what was it? And overall this week, it's the accent work and especially the resonant work has started to help me develop into a lower register. What I try to do is go lower than what I'd need, because not when I do perform in front of people, I know the voice is going to raise, so it's going to allow me to speak in a lower register, because my voice is naturally high pitched, and it also lends itself to the character as my natural high voice sounds a bit too nice and kind for the character I am playing. The character I'm playing being George H. Jones, and that'll help me in the long run in my performance and delivery of the characters. Again, with the same thing with the yoga, it's going to help, and the Alexander techniques, or those two combined, is going to help me focus on my breathing, and then help me channel into the breathing. It also gives me that, and the focusing in on the breathing is going to aid me in a big way, allowing me to use my breath hard, and then because it makes me more aware of how I'm using my breath. And in conjunction with just running the lines, and then with just running the lines, being aware of having the training to be aware of my breath is going to help me know when in lines I need to take a breath, or between what word and where it'd be appropriate to take a breath, because it's my breath, I'm in control. I know where I need to breathe and where I don't need to breathe, but also need to do it in such a way that it looks convincing with the character, and sort of just make sure that I have it in my muscle memory, and just know that I'm not just talking from, and especially when projecting, need to make sure I'm not just talking from the throat, I'm speaking and allowing the sound to be produced in the diaphragm, allowing me to project out there. moving forward, I want to continue with the breath work, with yoga and Alexander technique, as well as the resonance work, as that is one of the imperatives for helping me to develop the character further and allows me to speak in that lower register, getting more out of the character, and then that the breath work's going to help with that, as I can it allows me to focus my breath and keep it going, and then especially with the exit work, because it allows me to take the breaths when needed and gets into my muscle memory when I need to breathe, when I don't need to breathe, and then also helps me to be conscious. Helps me to use my breath going forward, so I can project out to people, so I'm not just talk, so I can be heard from the back. That okay. So that will conclude week 2 of the VDR. Thank you. Goodbye.